Yo, Mr. Scholar Chic is here again with another video, another vlog, another yap session. Sounds like a TV interview. Either way, this might get a bit long because I have a lot of things to yap about. So get yourself some popcorns or your favorite snack so that you can enjoy while probably listening to this. I don't know if you guys prefer watching the video or listening to the video. Anything works really. So I prefer listening to these kind of long yappy things, like listening to them, yes, instead of watching them. Like for example, Professor Cal Newport's videos, like his podcast. I like listening to them instead of watching them, even though he puts out a lot of stuff on video and things like that. So either way, whatever, let's get rolling. This is day 4 of the boards vlog. Boards vlog. Day 4, and today was my chemistry paper. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about chemistry, like the paper discussion, I guess. We're gonna talk about let us go through the table of contents for today. All right. So, I spent some time preparing for this. Oh yeah. Let's talk about burnout. Very important. That's probably going to be very important session of this section of this video. And then motivation. Those two pair up. We're going to talk about technology. You can probably see I've got some guests over here. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about old and new hobbies and probably some future plans. So, all right, let's get things rolling with chemistry paper discussion. How was chemistry? That's the first question. And I think it was, my paper was actually quite well compared. Why do you compare? Okay, either way. I thought it would be very hard because I'm like comparatively bad at chemistry than other subjects like physics, for example. So I thought it would be very bad, but it wasn't. The paper was actually very easy. So if I make mistakes, that's another thing. Like I think I missed a lot of reagents and stuff like that while organic conversions. And I talked with my teacher, and like on call, we figured out that I made some other mistakes as well. So let's not get into that. But I guess the overall, the difficulty was very nice for me, at least. I don't know if it's the same this time with the whole set distribution, difficulty distribution level thingy. I don't know, like set 1, I got set 2. So like set 1 was also easy. Set 3, I don't really know about set 3. But overall, it was all right, pretty good. So I think I'm happy with that. I think I'm happy with my performance. We'll see what happens. I may get 60 plus. I hope. We'll see. Mistakes. Yeah. Okay, that's done. Preparation time. Like we got 7 days approximately for chemistry after physics. And I was so burnt out by the third day. Like so burnt out. I mean, think about this. We've been like, if you have physical education, if you study for physical education, I did. Okay, I did. So like physical education, physics, only 1 day gap, and then just after that, you get chemistry exam, 7 days gap, and that was pretty crazy. I did not get time to recover. I was already out of glycogen, out of like my capacity. So I was terribly distracted, terribly burnt out, and I think the last like the day before yesterday, I could not really focus for even like 10 minutes. And I used to get up and read comics. We'll get to that. Yes, comics and stuff like that. So it was pretty awful. But there are things that, I mean, think about this. My strategy was to spam questions. Okay, like spam a bunch of questions and note them, debug them, figure out what's wrong, fix them, kaboom. All right, that was my strategy for every chapter. I did at least, let's say, 30 questions. All right, so that's more than, you got 10 chapters. So that's about 300 questions. So like, if you do 300 questions over the span of say 6 days, you're gonna get burnt out, bro. Like, no shit. You're gonna get burnt out. That's the fact. So I think that's what happened to me. I mean, it is definitely like understandable. So I will not call myself, I guess, I'll not blame myself too much. It is true. The burnout is real, especially when you're like doing this kind of thing. But on the other hand, I may be justifying myself, trying to validate myself, which is also bad. So for the next exam, I think I'll change some things. We'll get to that in the future plans part of this thingy. But here's some things that maybe reduce the burnout. Like that's the motivation part. There's two types of motivation, right? Like there's extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation. Again, before that, before even motivation, there are two things. Okay, actually there are a lot of things, but let's simplify to just two things. When you're preparing for exam, first thing you gotta have motivation. Second thing, you gotta have a strategy. If you don't have proper strategy but have motivation, you're gonna get cooked. If you have like strategy but don't have enough motivation, you're gonna get cooked in that as well. I guess I had strategy but I did not have motivation, or maybe both. So I guess, yeah. No, I did have strategy. My strategy was to spam questions, but that was like monotonous, as hell. It was monotonous. No wonder I got so like demotivated. Like it was like, okay, so it was so bad. I had to seek extrinsic motivation. I'm not a person who does that usually. Whenever it's extrinsic, I like go for creation, stuff like that, like making these videos. These are like motivation for me to do things that I love, also while like doing things that I need to, get me, like making create like teaching videos, those kind of things that make me happy, and also like uh, reinforce my knowledge. So that kind of thing. I go for creation, but this time I had to go for something more crazy. I made a deal with my mom that, okay, if I finish 3 chapters today, I'm getting a fountain pen. I'm getting a fountain pen, another fountain pen. I mean, I have two already. Okay, I have two already. This is a Can Write Desire. I think I've said that before in my one of my videos, right? And there's a Click Aristocrat. I have two already. I need another one. That's the deal. Okay. And she said, "All right, you got it." Day one. Like I tried doing 3 chapters. I could not. Chemistry has a lot of volume in class 12, so it was like too much for me. Second day, I did it at the cost of the next day. Okay, I did finish 3 chapters, big chapters, and as I was talking, like I was saying, they have a lot of volume. You got if you're doing questions, logging them, trying to like fix your knowledge gaps, it takes a lot of time, a lot of brain energy. All right. The next day I was done, gone, burnout. So I could not do stuff, and yeah, extrinsic motivation works only up to like only if you do it sparingly. Like yeah, I guess that's the lesson. I don't know. After, but you should seek the intrinsic motivation thing more. That's what I did when I got burnt out. That burnt out day, like I suppose, and I just made a decision. I like made a recording on my phone. Listen to me, boss. It's time. I've made my decision. Recording. I've made my decision. We're gonna complete the thingy. We're gonna do it. That's going to be the end game. That's going to be the place where I win. That's going to be my winner thingy, something like that. And I did finish thingy, except maybe some part, half the chapter I did not finish. So I guess I don't know if I'll call that a win or not, but I did because of these intrinsic thingy. You gotta use methods like that, like ultimatum, giving yourself an ultimatum, or maybe like I don't suggest you doing that every day, every time, but getting competitive, like getting competitive about not with other people, but with say for example, your parents scold you a lot, for not studying or something. My parents did a lot. Okay, now they don't because I do study now. All right, they used to scold me. So like I made a decision, bro. I will study. I will show them. I'll show them. That's the thing. That helps. Okay, that helps you push yourself more. And when you do that, they are going to be shocked. They're going to be shocked. Like, bro, they're studying, and that gives you so much like pleasure and give you enough boost to propel yourself towards doing even more stuff. Right? This happens with studies, this happens with physical activity, this happens with a lot of things. So if you've got that kind of reason, like for example, I wanted to show my parents that okay, I studied. It's not like that. I don't study. I do study. That take that, take that. So I did study. Um, that helps as well, and yeah, that's kind of motivation. Another motivation, or maybe you can say like changing the strategy a bit. Talk with people. That helps a lot. I have a group, all right? Like they're also the part of the server, Discord server. They're like really good friends of mine. And we like all stay every day together, I guess. I mean, doing studying together and stuff like that. So the friend group, what happens is that we hold active recall sessions. We ask questions to each other. We laugh. We, like make jokes. We study as well. That's the most important part. We study more than we make jokes. All right. So we study. That helps you like feel kind of refreshed about studying, about the whole monotonous part, because let's be honest, preparation is monotonous. It is hard, it is depressing, it's agonizing, it's painful. You gotta make it less painful by not going hedonistic, but through making changes in the strategy. Like for example, yesterday I was so burnt out. Yes, the day before yesterday, instead of locking in, I got distracted. So instead of like I used to do 50 minutes of work and 10 minutes of break, that kind of Pomodoro session kind of thing, I switched it up to just 15 minutes. All right, just 15 minutes. Like all right, I accepted that I cannot lock in. I accepted that I cannot do deep work. So let's just do 15 minutes of recognizing exercises. Yeah, that's a thing. What's recognizing exercises? Well, you open a paper, all right? You like just open a PYQ or something like that, and you try to recognize. Okay, so this is from chapter 3. This is how the question will be done. That's it. You don't solve the problem. You don't try to use brain. If something's like fuck, okay, I don't know what's this from. Okay, I don't think so. That's when you log it down and figure it out later. So that's like recognition exercise, recognizing exercises, whatever. I did that, and it helped a lot, to be honest. So that's what you get when you cannot do things study wise. When you're out of glycogen, when you're out of energy, especially the brain, just take a chill pill. All right, take things a step back. And that I cannot say the same for physical activities, because our bodies are capable of doing much, much, much more. Of course, you need recovery and rest, but that's like on another level for this thing. If you're a knowledge worker, you need much more high quality rest, high quality recovery time. So completely different stuff. Okay. So when I got bored, I used to get distracted by technology. Yes, that connects with a lot of things, to be honest. You can call that good distraction or bad distraction. I have both. Like for example, you know what I realized? Like, yeah, I'm stopping that thought. Like for example, thought in the middle and going on another thread. I found out that most of my misery is because of modern technology. Crazy stuff. No shit. Right. Like I have it in my journal right here. So like internet seeps you in. Right? Internet really draws you in and tries to eat you up. That's true. That happens. That's completely real. Like I say it's so. I mean, I'll give you an example. All right. I have my like search engine disabled on my laptop. Okay, I cannot search anything. I cannot search anything. Why? Because, well, I don't get distracted by YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. I get distracted by information. Yes, that's crazy. I search weird things like, okay, how do you, I don't know, how are comic books made, for example? And then how do you choose, default camera settings in Pavu control? How is Linux kernel made? How what's better, reading on TFT screens versus LCD screens? Weird stuff. I get distracted by that. I get distracted by damn Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a source of good stuff, but not when you're compulsively checking band members, right? Not when you're compulsively checking band discographies and how the band sound is made, the personal lives of celebrities. That's not good. That happened to me. I have both Wikipedia and search engine disabled. Now I cannot search on this machine. Like, you cannot really see it. I have a ThinkPad, right? So that's where I'm writing the notes and it's recording. So I don't want to mess with the settings. So all right. So I've disabled it. Kaboom! Distraction solved. Not really. Your brain is so good at trying to find the least way of resistance. It tries to find those distractions. That's why I found a new hobby: reading comics. I think I've told that like in the last video. I was starting reading Transformers by Image Comics, and I finished that. I binged that really, and I tried to find new ones. I found new ones, and I kind of binged them as well. That's what happens when you're like really, 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 really bored. But here's the good part of that story. Good part of that story is that you discover what new things feel like. Comics have a different scene of their own. I mean, think about books. Nobody reads books. Like, yeah, people do actually, but okay, I'll have to reconsider on that opinion. Hey, okay, overall, majority of the people, they would rather watch videos in, like Instagram and stuff, consume short form content instead of reading textual media. And true, I think comics is the bridge in between. And comics have been around for so long, like the 60s and 70s, the old Marvel comics and stuff. That's where your Marvel stuff now is coming from, right? I'm not reading Marvels, by the way. So it's crazy. And it's like the artists, the writers, they put so much effort in them that it is, I would call it, a kind of high quality stuff. Okay, high quality content. Only if you do not binge it, there's a difference between binging it and like reading for understanding, I guess. I don't know. You cannot really go wrong about binging books, complete textual media. Sure, that is good, I would say, binging text. But binging visual stuff, mostly visual stuff, I would call it bad. But do not binging, also doing it for like resting, pleasure, sparingly is good. So, yeah, reading comics sparingly is good, is what I would say. And certainly much better than, like getting distracted by Wikipedia, right? Because, well, in comics, there are a lot of comics and mangas as well where you actually learn to be a better person. Like, I've known people, my friends, like they learn so much from Vagabond, from Vincent Saga, and Naruto. They are like inspiring to people, and they do actually make you learn a lot of things in terms of morality and stuff like that. Same as with books, I think I learned about morality from reading Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, then like reading on school, staying in school for 10 years. So definitely the reading and visual, kind of like on the books part, okay, on the books part, on comics, mangas, books, those things have a lot of like capacity, like they do bring a change in you, is what I'd say. But prefer books? than comics. That's the thingy. Prefer books than mangas. That's more important. But you can read books. You can read comics and mangas uh, for some time. I guess finish one trade paperback and you're done. Like finish one issue and like for refreshment, for just chilling out. That would be good, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm reading Daniel Warren Johnson's Murder Falcon, and there's nothing about murdering anyone there. It's a very beautiful story. It's very, very wholesome. It's about guitars. All right. It's about guitars. It's about metal music and how they heal you. But it's like the healing part, the healing you is the main philosophical part there. And the not so philosophical part is that you play your guitar and you fight aliens with it. That's the not philosophical part, but it's a very beautiful story. And from guitars, yes, rediscovered guitars again. I really want to learn guitar now, because my friend Jonak plays it like constantly. He's also burned out, all right. He also got burnt out by the third day or fourth, and he's like constantly playing guitar and like, you know, I want to play, like him, like, jam with him. I mean, he lives close, but not so close. So I really want to go jam with him, but I want to get up to, that level, and I want to get up to that level. I've been like playing guitar by myself, not learning from anyone for a long time, like 4 years now. But I would say that I do not have enough skills, I do not really have skills. So I'd like to learn skills like properly this time. I know a bit of basic music theory, but that's not going to cut it, That's not going to cut it. I'm a musician, I'm a producer. I make music, so I need to learn music as well. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So that's the thingy. I've been jamming with my guitar, making riffs and so on. It's nice. It's very good. Very nice. So that's the thingy. That's the good part of technology. And you know what else is good? Using old technology. This baby right here. This baby right here is our family's camera from 2014. It's a Sony DSC W830 point and shoot, and it works. It kind of works. I mean, it has a bad stabilizer, so it doesn't really take crispy photos, but it does take photos good enough for you to experiment and actually do stuff with. This is another thing. Before internet was the king, right? Before Geo in India and before the 4G, before COVID, we used to have separate devices for everything. I mean, a camera is a camera, not a phone. The phone was a phone, not a camera, But right now, all things you need are in your smartphone, are in your Android, are in your iPhone or whatever. That's the thingy that creates a lot of time sink. That's bad. That is what I'd say. It's from like a distraction point of view, from productivity, from happiness point of view. It's bad. That's my goal. I'll get to that. But okay, rediscovering cameras, separating devices. Right, separating devices, having separate devices for sanity is good. Oh my god, I think I'm on a tangent about morality here, good and evil. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just putting my thoughts out there, I guess. I've clicked a lot of photos in the past 7 days. A lot. I had this in my drawer for 3 months, I think 3 months, when I discovered that the stabilizer got cooked. I thought I'd not click photos with it again. But, well, guess what? Having a bad stabilizer doesn't mean it cannot click photos. It can. It clicks enough. It clicks good enough photos. It has a good macro, and it gives you the opportunity to work with limits, work with constraints. There's this Japanese concept called wabi sabi. I hope I've pronounced that right. It's like follow the natural course of life, how things happen, how things change. If you've got a bad camera, use that and make things beautiful with it, I guess. You know, something like that, something close to like that. And I guess, yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I love taking photos with it. It's like one of the greatest thing. I'll click a photo right now, like, oh, and you can change controls here, which is pretty cool, like, yeah, you can take beautiful photos, and pow, that wasn't a very good photo, but okay, you get the point, right? And all things are also great. We got this in around like 2014. That's the same year I got my first laptop. Our first laptop. Not mine, our. I was like in class 2, The first laptop. Not class 2. Really? I think I got. No, yeah, class 2, yes. This heavy boy. Or maybe girl. I don't think I should be anthropomorphizing technology now, but this is the 12-year-old HP Pavilion 15R033TX, and it still runs. You wanna see? Did it turn on? Yes, I'm using Linux, Debian actually. Now I'm using Debian with it. Runs great. My latest streams, the 2007 streams are done by this. I talk with my friends on Discord with this. I maybe sometimes watch, James Hoffman's coffee videos with this. So kind of cool, right? I'm gonna put it back to sleep now. This is still running. So kids, you don't need to buy gaming laptops. You don't need to spend 50,000 rupees for something that you won't really do. If you're an academic person, let's say, if you're an academic person like me, I'd much rather have something like this than have, I don't know, Asus stuff. Gaming laptop with, I don't know, 3050 RTX, whatever. That's just me. Tough. I know that's a tough take. I guess I will get quite a bit of heat with this. But, it depends really on your use case. If you're a gamer, you'd not really buy a ThinkPad, right? So that's another thing. But what's good with this thing is that I have 2 laptops now. Actually 3, but I won't get into the third. It's a long story. We'll tell you some other day. Is that you can segregate between things. You can segregate between devices and say that, okay, this is my work laptop. This is my entertainment laptop. Kaboom. On one, you just work. You don't get distracted. On another, you would just become a hedonistic someone, I guess, like just entertainment, rest. Okay. That distinction is really, really important in this day and age. Whenever like phones make things so much worse, so much worse. So like, yeah, unfortunately, I've not been able to make that decision yet. Like the discreteness yet. I've not been able to make that divide yet. But I will, I will. I'm planning on something that, I'm planning on doing something, thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Like I'll make separating. I'll buy a flip phone. That's another plan. After boards, I'm going to get a flip phone, that thingy. Only that for calls, and stuff like that. I think Nokia makes one really good. It has 4G too, but you cannot really browse stuff like that on that. But you can use UPI, which is quite beneficial. So I think I'm gonna get a flip phone, just phone. I have a camera which I can use anywhere. I'll buy another camera. We'll see about that. I don't have money. I have good laptops. An old one. This is actually my mom's laptop now. That one, but I use it because mom really doesn't use it often. So yeah. Future plans now. Okay, did I miss anything? I don't think so. All right, future plans. I've got my math exam on 9th March. Really excited. Really, really excited because I'm really not good at math. Yet. I'll get good at math. I mean, I'm good at math. I'm just not good at specific things, all right? There's a difference on that. So I guess I'll enjoy doing it because I love math. And it's my opportunity to do something good with it, all right? So Math is not boring, but to prevent boredom, I'll study for my English exam as well, because that's on 12th. So 9th March, math, 12th March, English. So I'll get less time. So I'll read and write English as well. That's another exam I kind of like, because if from inside I'm a writer. So that means I gotta do some writing as well. Yes, I'm thinking of writing stuff for the new upcoming 12th, for some of you watching here. So stay tuned for that stuff. I've got some things, some notes, some not like notes, like reflections and then tips and advice and mistakes for 12th. So I'm gonna write on that. Really excited. I think I wanted to do that for quite a long time, and my friends are planning on making a critique about NCRT books. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, criticize the education system. Great. Yeah. Mm, yeah, not really. I mean, there are so many things bad with it, but cannot really do so much. Okay, I have, like I was a really rebellious person before. Before, yes, I've changed my mind on quite a lot of things. So stay tuned for that. Maybe in the next 3-4 months, I'll publish something in my blog, or I guess. So who knows? For now, I think that's it. How much time is it? 31 minutes, and that's quite a lot, I guess. Hair. Yes, another thing. I've got hair now. Quite a lot of hair. Here, but growing hair feels good, but it's also kind of weird because it's like getting hotter now in Assam. So yeah, so I don't know. Things will change. Either way, I'm gonna head out now. I think you've had enough of yapping and weird stuff. Trust me, it feels really good to get things out of my chest. I kept like writing, like thinking about, okay, that's just in my next vlog, the next vlog. I did not really make like any small videos in between, because I know I would have like got sucked into that and like into the creation hole, like creation rabbit hole. So I did not really want to get to that. So this is like the big software update, big software update. So, all right, see you in the next one. I hope your exams are going well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and your friends and your family and drinking enough water. Holy shit, that's like I have it memorized. It's like remembering one childhood poem or something like that. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh yeah. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and your friends and your family and drinking enough water, because that fucking matters. And I'm gonna see ya on the next one. So till then, stay frosty, my nerds. Stay frosty. Yeah, that was nice.